Hi everyone, my name is Cable James. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to go over changing this old light fixtures in the bedroom. My wife been playing with me to get this light fixture out, so she went out to Lowe's and bought this light fixture. It's semi flush mount ceiling fixtures. So I'm gonna put a link with this fixtures at the bottom of your screen. So we're gonna open this one up and see what we got. Before I do that, I want to spread a blanket so I don't make a mess. Now we're gonna open this box, which this is your instruction guide. Let's see what we got here. It seems like we got a lot of work. So let's take it out, take a look at it. Seems like we're gonna have to rotate these into where they go, because they put them in one direction so they could ship it. So let's rotate that out, straighten it out. That looked good. This is the base piece that's going to be mounted up to the ceiling. Back here it got 3 wires. It got a black, a white, and a copper, which is one is for the main power that come in, which is the black. The white is for the neutral, and the copper is for the ground. Let's see what else we got. These are all the trims for the finish setup. So later on we see how that goes. This looks like the ceiling bracket piece. While I'm up there, I'm gonna see if I could use what we already have up there. I'm not sure, but as I get up there I figure that out. And it seems like it have some wire nuts for those wire and some more screws. And it should have a glass piece. It should be under the bottom here. Let me grab my knife. Utility knife is always handy when you're doing these work. So I'm gonna have a list of tools that we're gonna need later on. Okay. I think the final piece inside here is the actual cover, the glass cover. So I think what happened is this gets set into here. And these screws flip to the other side and mounted to this one here. So this is going to be the last thing we deal with. So, okay, so now we're going to go ahead. Now we know what we have. We're going to go ahead and take off the whole fixtures. And before you do that, you want to make sure the power is always off. Make sure the power is off. And what I do for my safety, I have a voltage tester, which I use the voltage tester on the wire to see if there is any power in the wire. Just trying to be extra safe around these power wire, because you never know, you might have a second source of power coming in. You might turn off, you break a box, and you have a second source of power coming in. So what this does, it's you press the power button and you got a green light, and when you have a solid red light and it's alarming, that tells you that you have power still in there. So we're going to be using this to test the wire, just to make sure that we don't have any power in there, even though we already shut off the power source to this fixtures. So we're going to go ahead and take this one down. Just in case you want to know, I'm using a flathead screwdriver. They have 2 sets of screw up here, so we use a flathead screwdriver because they got 2 flathead screws, and we loosen it up. And then what happened, we're going to turn the base just slightly and then try to come down with it, and then now we got all the wires exposed. What you want to do at this time is to take a look at the wire, and the power is off, but I'm going to test to see if any power up there anywhere. So there is no power up there at this point, so we could safely take these wiring out. So we're just trying to see where they go. This one kind of get jammed up behind this screw right here, so we're going to screw this one all the way out just to get that wire free. Okay, so we could pull that out. So what you could say is you got the white wires together, and you got the black and the copper together. That's telling me that the main feed of power coming into the switch box, and then it travel on over here. So we're gonna go ahead and loosen up these wire nuts. We know we don't have any power at this time, so we could safely operate and do what we're doing in here and don't have to worry about getting zapped. So we disconnect the white. Now we're going to disconnect the black. Okay, and then we could take off this copper, which is a ground wire. What I'm going to cut this one because I see they grounded to the box. So I'm going to cut it to make next one, the new version, easier. Just wire it to that. So there we go. We got the whole box out. So okay, so we're gonna get ready now to put the mounting bracket up. Alright, so now we have the mounting bracket. Really look like this. You got 2 screws here. You actually could loosen them and turn this piece to wherever position you may need it. But that's after you mount it to the box. So we're gonna go ahead and mount it to the box. You see the box have 2 nut hole right here. So we're gonna go ahead and attach this to the box, which they send 2 bolts for that. And this is what the bolt actually look like. So we insert it through the slot into the box, which have two holes to receive that. Then you could use a Phillips. Could use a Phillips screwdriver, or you could use a flathead screwdriver. At this point, with these newer screws, the older one is pretty much flathead, but these newer one you could use both. And for these, I like to use the Phillips. It grip it better. So now we tighten that up. Okay, so the mounting bracket is secure. At this point, we're going to grab the light fixtures and we're going to try and match up the wire, but the copper, it have a green nut on the mounting bracket, so we're going to wrap the copper wire around that green nut. Yeah, bring me a close up. And I want to shout out my wife today for helping me flipping, because it's really hard to get up in here when the camera is on the tripod, so she's really helping me out today. So now we have the ground, which is that copper, connected to that green screw. That's where it's go. We're gonna grab two wire and nut, which is, they send them in the package. And so we're going to grab the two white, and all you got to do is just wrap this around and use the wire nut, and you just screw it on real tight. You want to get it real tight because you don't want it to fall off later. So that's what it looked like. Now we're going to grab the two black and do the same thing. And the power is off, so as I said, you know there is no power in the box, so you feel real comfortable working on it. So we got the wiring all hooked up. These bolts here that go through the mounting bracket, we're going to take off these two nut cap. So we're going to take that off. Take that off. And we're gonna get ready to mount this. Just push the wire out your way. And if you look under here, there is two holes. We're gonna try to line up these holes here with these bolt, so they come right through. So let's try to get the wiring out your way. And then we'll line it up. We got one side. Gotta get the other. So now they out. You just use the screw nut. And this is what you use to lock it up there. Gonna go to the other side. Okay, so that is secure. I have two bolts. I'm gonna put them in now, so I don't have to fight to get them over and in later. Okay. All right, so we got
And
that first.
daylight bulbs are really awesome for your
Yeah. These are some energy saving bulb. That's real awesome. They're pretty much bright and they're really awesome, saving you power. So now we're gonna go ahead and hooked up the other piece. Yeah, so these are your tool list you're gonna need for this install. We have a linesman pliers. Make sure you got insulated angle on them, and we got a Phillips screwdriver, which is a star point, and we got a flathead screwdriver, which you see it's very flat at the ends, and we got a utility knife, whichever one you may have at home or you're choosing, and then we have a voltage tester. So that's all the tool we use for this install. This is the final product. Now we just got to make sure the light work, and there it is. We got light and it worked. At this time, I just want to say thank you to everybody, and please watch my video in full length, like and subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos.